Hello and welcome to this special episode of Marwadi University podcast, where we bring industry insights to help you grow from student to professional. I am your host Pratik Patel, and today's theme is something every learner and professional thinks about, from campus to corporate. Career moves that count, making smart transitions that shape your future. To explore this, we have Ms. Sugam Dwivedi, EVP TPRM Cyber Security. With over a decade of experience, Ms. Dwivedi has worked at organizations like Genpact and Barclays, built experience in vendor risk, compliance, cybersecurity, and has earned recognition for outstanding performance and leadership. She holds an MBA in finance, BCom, is an ICMI professional, and works with tools like SAP Concur and Professional Unity. Today she'll share her journey and practical advice for making thoughtful career moves. Welcome, Ms. Sugam, and thank you for joining with us.
Thank you so much, Pratik, for having me here, and it's really helpful. It's really nice to share my insight of my journey so far with the people who are associated with Marwadi University.
Great, ma'am. To begin, could you please share your early journey? What first inspired you to start in finance, and how you moved into cybersecurity and risk management?
It's a very nice question, actually, to begin with. So, if I talk about my journey, to be very honest, I was the first one entering the corporate from my family, and I was really, like all the newcomers or the beginners, I was also not sure what I'm doing and where I'm going. But it's like I was sure because of the education that I have did it from the commerce background and the business and the management. I was looking for the first opportunity in the finance department. That's how I landed up in the accounts payable department. So, you know what, it's like a step-by-step thing. That's what I have experienced, that finance is a very big thing. It is not just you enter somewhere and you start doing, debit, credits and, some other fancy words. No, finance is a very big thing, and when you are a beginner, be open to learn every possible thing which is the organization is offering you. So I started my journey. I have understood what is what is P2P, what is accounts payable, what is accounts receivable, other terminologies which we used in finance. After that, the next organization, there's a different role. Then I got the experience of something apart from finance, or you can say the very small part of finance, which you can say travel and expense. I got the insight that how people in corporate travel and what is the policies, how their corporate cards are issued. Then somehow I landed up under the vendor management risk profile. And now when I am here after 10 plus years, and when I look back, so nothing was wasted. Once you entered, everything you are experiencing, everything which is coming across to you is just a part of your journey. So that's how I landed up in finance, because in the beginning I was very sure that because of the BCom I have to go into finance. I'm not a chartered accountant, I'm not doing that audit part, but yes, finance is a vast term. You have to understand where you are, where you want to be, and you have to trust the process. Whenever you feel like that you are losing the path, or you are away from the path, just take a pause, think where you started from, where you have reached and where you have to go, and analyze it, and then start focusing on the key factors. That's how the journey actually begins and continues. And I think I'm still a learner. Entering into the cybersecurity world is like another dimension to my experience. Okay. So this is something, and cybersecurity is like a very hot topic of current days, because we are dealing with AI, data and everything. Yeah. So cybersecurity is must. So now I'm exploring the cybersecurity dimension and adding some more things in my career. So that's how it started, and that's how it's going on.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing us your journey. And this brings us to our next topic. Fresh graduates often feel nervous stepping into the corporate life. What practical challenges did you face during your first transition, and how did you overcome them?
That's a really interesting question. So, because as I told you that nobody from my family ever worked in corporate, I was the first one entering the corporate. Okay. I was a little unsure where I have to go, which company I should choose. So, I opened myself to take, to explore the areas which is suiting my education, and I was not focused on the money in the initial phases. So that was my first thing, I have to get into the industry and I have to learn. So I didn't focus on the package thing, that what money the company is offering me. I just took the role whichever the company offered, and I started my journey. That's why. So first challenge is, what I think when I look back, is the people always think which company, which package should I work for. always choose the companies or the organization, those who are focusing on the training of their employees. Initial phase is a learning phase. Don't try to monetize your degree, right? You have to learn, because whenever a fresh doctor comes out of the MBBS or MD, they are not so much confident of what they are performing until they experience it in a physical way. Experience and educations go hand in hand. No matter where you have learned and what you have learned during your education period, until you will not experience in the real world, you will not able to align it in your professional life. So how I started is, I focused on the training part. I learned the things, and you won't believe, when I was switching my first organization from one organization to another, whatever I have learned in my first thing, I just demonstrated that thing in my interview.
Okay.
And that's how I got the opportunity in the another company, which is a very good captive unit right now in India. And so then I understood that by the time I was working there, I was thinking, what is this thing? And I think I'm wasting my time. This is not what I have supposed to do. But you have to trust the process. That is how it is.
Yeah.
Focus on the learning part. Initial 2-3 years, just focus to learn, understand, because the world is very vast and very different from what we have taught. So that's how you start your journey. You have to trust the process. I will always say, trust the process and keep yourself open to learn. That's how it is.
That's very interesting, ma'am. And with this, we'll move on to our next question. At what stage in a career should someone seriously consider making a move? Whether it's changing roles, switching companies, or exploring new domains.
Okay, let me explain this thing in pointers. First of all, don't bound yourself for year, that I'm going to stay in this role or this organization only for a couple of years, or only for 6 months, or only for 3 years, or I'm going to retire from this organization. No, go with the flow. When you join any team, or you can say any process of any organization, learn that, explore that, and be expert in that. Once you think that you have done and dusted, now it's time for you to move. Good part is, now every organization, which are multinational companies, corporates, they always offer their employees to explore their IJPs, which is internal job posting. So whenever you have the option, you just go to a IJP portal, explore the things which a company is offering in the different domain, read the JDs, and anywhere you find that my expertise and my education and my experience so far can suit into this role, try there.
Yeah.
And it is not that the company should be promoting you on the quick way, that you applied for the IJP because you are in the organization for 3 years, now you are eligible. You might be eligible, but maybe in a different domain. So you have to just keep on giving interviews, keep on exploring things. This is one thing, when you think that you are done with your current role. Another thing is, when you think that you have another level of expertise which can be fit in the different domain or in a different organization. That's also, you can explore the different things, because most of my seniors, I have explored that whenever you go to their profile, they have the very dynamic profile they are having. Yeah. So within finance, they worked in procurement also, within procurement they work in sourcing also, then they work in risk, then they moved into the legal thing also. That's how they just make their portfolio. Similarly, if you think that, okay, fine, this particular area I have done, I have learned, I should move next. This is the first point. Another point, I would say that when any organization or any team or process, you think that you are done here, now things are coming little monotonous and things are coming to your mental health. There could be certain reasons, and I am not quoting any particular reason, there could be certain reasons. Sometimes it's your work-life balance, sometimes it's your mental health, sometimes it's your physical health. You are more, sometimes you feel like that, no, I don't want to continue in a hybrid model. Yeah. I just want complete work from home or complete work from office, because staying at home people prefer. Yeah. Going to office people prefer. Yeah. I prefer going to office. I don't know why, but I prefer going to office. Yeah. So if you think that that kind of setup is also required to be changed at the moment, then also you can change the organization. And again, after certain period of time in a particular role, for example, if you are given 1.5 years to 2 years in a certain role, and you think, let's check how much I have learned. Then start finding new jobs in the different organizations. If you crack the interview, if you get the package, if you get the good company, grab it. That's how. Some of the factors which you should consider before moving roles or before moving organizations.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. That was really very insightful. So we'll continue.
Yeah.
Before deciding to leave, how can someone fairly assess if their current job still an untapped opportunity?
For that, you have to be very vigilant, I would say, because you have to be very vigilant in terms of the global market. We all are connected somewhere, whether you are working for the Indian organization or you're working for the multinational company, whether it's your company, you're working for the captive unit. So there's a difference between the multinational companies and the captive units. So you have to be very vigilant and very informative that you are keeping a track what is industry going towards. And how you can improve your role, or you can bring certain expertise in your current role which can accommodate with the pace of the moving world, World is moving, but you are not moving, then obviously you will be left behind. You have to understand what is the need of an hour. For example, a good businessman, how a good businessman thinks, like, you have a shop at some places and now you have realized that, oh, there is a new gym, there's a new gym open in this particular market. So what will you start doing? You will start keeping that stuff in your grocery store, which will be more asked by the gym goers, like energy drink, protein bars, and fresh paneer and some kind of a things. That's how you keep update your business. Similarly goes with your career also. You have to check where industry is moving, what I have to do, what certifications I can do, what courses I can do, whether I have to leave my job to get into. And the best part is nowadays there are multiple facilities where you can get the online certification. Let's talk about the Marwadi University. You have multiple online programs, right? So anyone who is working despite of leaving their job behind or taking a career break, they can enhance their portfolio, their profile by doing this certification, doing these online courses and keeping the pace with the moving world. That I would say that's how you keep it.
So continuing with this, in your view, how does structured education like what Marwadi University offers help students and professionals build a meaningful career?
I was quite impressed with whatever program Marwadi University is offering and whatever vision they have with the online education portals. I'm quite impressed because we don't have time, because once we get into a particular setup, like for example the working professional like me, and especially women who have taken the breaks due to some reason, or who just want to get back into the industry again, for them, in order to brush them up, in order to brush their skills up, and in order to keep the pace, these platforms are very, very, very helpful. You enroll yourself, get your certification done, add some more things in your resume, and then you are ready to get into any industry again. You have to select your whatever courses. First of all, you have to check what are your expertise, what are your interests, and which course you can enroll into, and how it's going to help you. And then reach out to the universities. Like I said, I'm quite impressed with whatever you guys are offering. Marwadi University is offering the programs. Get into the industry or a university which really brush up your skills and which is really valuable in the market. That's how you can pace up again, I would say.
Thank you, madam. That's also really very interesting. So now we'd like to know, beyond degrees, do you feel certifications, online courses and similar platforms help professionals stay relevant and even pivot careers?
Actually, how it is degrees are for the beginners, I would say. Like whenever you are fresh out of your college or you're fresh out of your school, you have that kind of energy where you have the time, you have the dedication, then you go for the degree programs. But once you start earning, once you start in working somewhere, and now it's an ongoing process. Learning is an ongoing process. Okay. So for that, certifications is the best way to brush up skills, to add more things in your resume, to explore things and to keep yourself updated, because these certifications are not bounding you for a couple of years. Like if you go for any degree, it will bound you for a couple of years, that much time, that much curriculum you have to follow, the examinations you have to follow. But when the certification is, you have the study material, you have the prior knowledge from the experience. That's the best part actually to get the certification, is because certain certifications is coming out of the your experience. So let me take this way. You have studied something, you started working, and then you got the experience. Now you have two things. You studied and you have the experience. Certifications will help in correlating them and brushing up. That how together you can brush it up.
Yeah.
And certification is not, and for those who are again who are working professionals or who just want to add more and more things into their knowledge and expertise, certification is the best way to keep yourself upgraded. Even you won't believe, I am looking for like by end of this year I have targeted myself, like, you know what, at least I should be enrolled in one of the certifications in cybersecurity, and should be clearing it by the next year. That's what I'm hoping so. But that's how one should be doing it.
Okay.
That's the only thing I would like to say here.
Okay, that's really very motivating, and that's bring us to next, switching gears. Why cybersecurity and risk management important not just for tech roles but across all industries?
Okay.
We want to know its importance.
Yeah. So let's talk about cybersecurity in
Yeah.
a different way, and let's talk about the risk management in different way.
Okay.
Okay. So whenever you are doing any business or you are, you are in any industry, risk is always associated. You
Yes.
step out of your house and risk is associated, right? So whenever you start riding a bike, you wear your helmet.
Yeah.
You wear good shoes, you wear good clothes, maximum time.
Yeah.
That's how F1 racers do. They just gear themselves and then
Yeah.
they start racing, right? That is how you mitigate the risk. You know something could be happen which is unplanned and uncertain. You just mitigate that risk. That in case I met with an accident, I should not be harming myself.
Yeah.
That's how business work. Whenever you are doing any kind of business in any kind of industry, risk management is very important. First of all, you should know where I'm going, what are the associated risks, and how we can mitigate. Mitigate means reducing, and how we can totally eradicate, that there is no scope of risk. For example, if I am opening a gym,
Yeah.
what could be the possible thing of having, first risk you can think of? Whenever you opening a gym, the first risk is there should not be any loose equipment. People
Yeah.
should not harm themselves. For that, what should you do? The first thing you will do every morning, whenever you are opening your gym, you will tighten every screws so that nobody get harmed.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you are just completely eradicating, and also you still keeping some first aid in your locker room, so that in case anyone gets harmed, you are able to give some first aid. That's how you are just preparing yourself. So risk management is a broader term.
Yeah.
It is not defined with any kind of industry. Risk management is something like every human on the earth do, wherever you are. And when we come to cyber security, because we are moving towards the AI generation, everything is AI now. We are entering into that phase that everything is computer and robotics and data and everything. Cyber security brings the protection of that data.
Yeah.
Right now the biggest asset for any industry is the data of their client and customers and their employees also.
Yeah.
Anyone who is associated with that and anyone who is considered as a stakeholder of that particular organization, the data is the biggest thing. Cyber security is work around it. How we can protect that data, and there are certain things that will be very deep information if I give you, that how we do the cyber security is a different thing. But anyone who is, even if you talk about the doctors, the data doctors have, that is also need to be protected. Every big hospital is also having the cyber security cell, so that the international patient or their very posh kind of
Yeah.
patients or whatever patients they are having, the data should not be leaked, because anyone can use that against you. That could bring your reputational risk, that could bring your financial risk, and sometimes it can bring you the regularity actions against you also. So that's why it is important. And when someone who is already an MBA in any domain, they will able to understand, whoever is so working in any kind of organization, they can understand that every industry is working around these 2-3 things right now. One is data privacy, cyber security, information security. This is the main thing of any industry. And if you want to be in a race, if you want to upgrade, then get onto the ground and get dirty and start pitching yourself in this thing. Start reading about it, learning about it, and if required, get the certification about it. That will, so that any industry can pick you up like this. You are having the expertise, you having the experience, you having the certifications, come. come on this package. That's how it is happening. So that's all.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for sharing your views on cybersecurity and risk management. From your experience, what differentiates someone who simply does their job from someone who truly stands out?
So I'm coming from a corporate world. I will share my example from that experience only. There are two kind of people in a team. For example, one who comes to work and go back home. But a great leader in my previous organization, she always said one thing, that your experience, your knowledge is different, but when you are in a corporate or you are in any domain, start investing in people. You should have great network. So that's how when I joined the first organization, I was very shy, very introvert. Not the icebreaker. I don't used to talk to much people, and I don't used to take break also. I was in that way that if I take break, that my manager will feel that she's out. So I don't used to take break also. I don't used to take leaves also. Then one day my manager just took me on a one-to-one discussion, and she said, you know what, you should taking break. This is something you can, this is your right, and you should have the balance. Work could be done later, but whenever you are hungry, take a break, eat something, stroll around, have a cup of coffee, and then come back. And then I started, apart from my BAU, I started participating and enrolling myself in a different engagement activities which these corporates have. Like for that, you can say engaging activities and celebrating activities and colleague engagement kind of thing. Then when I started participating in that, I got the opportunity to talk to different people of different process under the same domain. For example, if you work in a procurement is a very big domain. And when you are working in a one part of this team and you're coming to work and you're going back home, then you will not understand what other people are doing around you and how other people can help you grow in life. So I started talking to them. I started building my own network. Sooner everybody knows me by my name, not by who I reports to and which team I work to. They started knowing me by my name, and then I build my network, and that's how you stand out. Then now people will not ask you that from which team you are. They will ask you, okay, you are from this team, like these people are from your team. That's how you stand out. So sometimes you have to balance it out. You excel your work, you are outstanding performer in your BAU or in your task, but nobody knows you. That's also a shady thing. In the corporate world, it is very much important how you sell yourself. And there I'm not mean that you are selling on against money. It's like whatever you are doing, how you showcasing your work. This is very important. For example, if you have participated in any kind of citizenship event, go and highlight in front of your manager, you know what, I did this 2 hours of citizenship apart from my BAU, and I should be, what you can say, recognized for this. Whenever you think that somebody helped you, say thank you over an email. Just an example. If you helped me in some way in my professional life and I'm really thankful, I should be thanking you on an email by copying your manager. That's how I recognized you. This is a two-way process. In this way, your manager will be acknowledging your efforts and he will be acknowledging my efforts that I have acknowledged you. So that's how it's good. And that's how you stand out. Do whatever you're doing, do best, but invest in people, invest in network, invest in showcasing whatever you are doing. That's how you stand out.
Finally, what would you say to those who hesitate to change their roles or careers because of their fear of failure?
Failure is the best part, I would say. So far, which I have realized, until I'm not failing, I will not experience the joy of succeeding. It is said that if you become a chartered accountant in one go, you are not a chartered accountant. I'm so sorry, I'm not offending anyone, but this is what they are saying. You have to fail certain times to, to enjoy and to experience the joy of succeeding in that line. And failure is a part of journey. Everything is a part of journey. Trust the process, which I have experienced so far. That it's a human tendency. Sometimes we get nervous. Sometimes we get anxious and hopeless that now I have failed this IJP, I was not able to clear this particular interview, I have no worth, or maybe I'm an idiot or something. But no, you have to, every interview which you are giving out there is bringing you with some experience. You will understand that, okay, fine, this interview, he asked me 3 questions, maybe this question was rightly answered, this question was not rightly answered, I will work on this. So next time when you go for another interview, you will prepare, but now you have 3 more questions to prepare. Let's say in the next interview again you failed. Again you have 3 more questions. So for the third interview, you'll be having 6 more questions from whatever you have prepared. That's how you learn. Failure is something you have to, it is not a setback, it is a push. Once you failed, you know where you are lacking behind. Now work around it, learn more, practice more, and experience more around it, and then try to appear again. That's how you go. And this is the journey. Nothing, you don't have to take everything to the heart. What rule I have set to myself, to be very honest, is whenever I feel bad or whenever I feel sad about anything, I give myself couple of days. You know what? You have 2 days, sulk, cry, feel bad, be anxious, be nervous, but not more than 2 days. And you know what? My brain is engineered in that way that after 2 days, I will not be thinking about that thing. Because that is done and dusted. Because I'm a woman, I have emotions, I have given myself that space, okay, I have failed in something, or I have been unsuccessful in something, okay fine, I have 2 days to sulk. Not more than 2 days. Now I will prepare for another thing. That's how you prepare. Failure is a part of journey. Don't take it to the heart. Nobody is born. That's what I have said. I used to say things to my friends also. We are not born with a manual. That this is something we have to do in our life. We have to explore. We have to experience, and that's how we learn. If you talk about my dad, for example, my dad is a graduate in electrical engineering. And his entire career is built around the mechanical engineering. So, will he consider himself as a failure of electronic engineering? No.
Opportunity.
It's an opportunity. That's how you go. And I think maximum time, whatever you have learned in your graduation or in your studies, you do wonders out of that that particular knowledge. One of my cousin was a biology student in 12th, and now he's a very successful chartered accountant. Just see. Learning biology in 12th and now having commerce expertise. So it's like he cannot explain himself that, oh, I failed in biology and that's why I'm a chartered accountant. No, it's a part of your journey. Accept it, embrace it, move forward. That's how you take the failure.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sugam, for sharing your experience and journey. To summarize, keep learning, assess your growth regularly, embrace education and certification, and don't fear change. We hope this conversation helps our listeners make career moves that truly count. Thank you again, and to our audience, stay tuned for more episodes of Marwadi University podcast. This is Pratik Patel signing off. Keep learning, keep growing.